He has written the book, just as Laura Aboli states, The Indoctrinated Brain, the book by Michael Nehls.
This German molecular geneticist, he's just released a book called The Indoctrinated Brain.
Michael Nehls, born October 20th, 1962, is a German doctor of medicine, author, and former cyclist. In 1997. From 1983 until 1989, he studied medicine at the universities of Freiburg and Heidelberg. In 1997, he achieved his postdoctoral lecture qualification in molecular genetics. Nehls authored over 50 scientific publications, 2 of which were published with the Nobel Prize winners Paul Greengard and Martin Evans.
Listen to what Laura Aboli says. It's absolutely correct. Doctors had found out with the coronavirus it causes inflammation. And wherever the inflammation is in the body, that's where the coronavirus, and of course, the injection, that's where it goes. And most of the time, it was in the lungs. Inflammation areas in the body enhanced, caused by the spike protein in the vaccine, and it causes neuroinflammation in the brain. And the hippocampus, that's your memory. Like I've always heard, if you see a hippo on campus, you remember that. Listen to this and listen to this again, in case you forget.
This German molecular geneticist, he's just released a book called The Indoctrinated Brain. And he was explaining how the spike protein, which we know is present both in the virus and also in the vaccine, can now, well, has always been able to actually cross the blood-brain barrier. Now, what happens when it gets to the brain is that it causes neuroinflammation. This inflammation, specifically on the hippocampus, is beginning to affect the ability of the hippocampus to create, it actually inhibits the creation of these nerve cells that serve as what they become our index neurons, which is actually where we store our autobiographical memory. So in other words, that's the part of the brain that stores the memories of who we are, where you've been, what you've done, who you love, pretty much your personality. Now, what happens when this inflammatory process occurs because of the spike protein, we stop producing these nerve cells. And so the hippocampus needs to erase certain memories in order to start being able to memorize or learn new things that we're taking in. In other words, this vaccine is actually inhibiting people's ability to think for themselves.